welcome back to NOBULL. This is Finn. He is a Jack Sioux. He is a Jack Russell Terrier and a Shih Tzu, and he's like the best thing in the world. He's like 9 weeks old. He's still learning, so just wanted to let everybody know he's gonna be a new part of the family, and just let you get a chance to meet him and everything. So we'll get into the show. The show this week is actually going to be focused on the Trump-Russia investigation, where the whole thing started back in 2010, and where we are now with the indictment of 12 Russian military officials this week from the Department of Justice. So we'll get into all that, and stay tuned. Finn, tell them bye, man. Tell them bye. All right, we'll see y'all then. So this past Friday was Friday the 13th, and that day came with Mueller indictments. Now, Robert Mueller is carrying out an investigation into the Trump campaign and possible collusion, which isn't necessarily a legal term, but conspiracy to interfere with the elections with Russia. And from those indictments, we got the charge of 12 military Russian officials that were trying to interfere with the 2016 presidential elections by first stealing emails from the Democratic National Convention and the DCCC, which is the congressional arm, from a bunch of people's emails, and they used malware in order to do it. The second part of the indictment tells how they went through and tried to systematically put that information out into the social media atmosphere as well as the media atmosphere to affect the 2016 elections. Now, with this charge of what happened with Mueller, we're getting essentially a story painted on what happened. We had an indictment of about 13 Russians who had actually came and taken personal identities of people and used them to sow dissent through social media, through the social media atmosphere, which was extremely politicized at the time. The indictment this week also charges these Russians with doing some other things that haven't been widely reported in the media. They use cryptocurrency in order to establish different servers all over the world. They also used the identities and stole information of about 500,000 voters in 20 different states. Actually, I'm sorry, in one state, but they had attacked 20 different voter databases of up to 20 states. Now, essentially, if you look at the scale of this is about as big as Watergate could get if Watergate had the internet and cyber hacking technology that we do nowadays. The main thing about this indictment that I want you to know is that they were very clear to put out that it wasn't shown in this indictment that any Americans had any knowledge that these people were Russian military officials. They were very clear to point out that it wasn't shown in this indictment that these Americans didn't knowingly do this. But one thing that we do have already from Mueller is we have 5 guilty pleas, and we also have the indictment of now around 26 or 27 so Russians and 3 Russian companies. The thing about this is that this all came literally days before Donald Trump was supposed to go meet with Putin, which he actually will do this coming Monday. He's going to meet with him alone, from all the reports that we've had, even though seems to be to the greatest detriment of the United States after we've just indicted these Russians. Now, one of the things about this Mueller investigation is that the origins of it are being extremely attacked by the GOP in Congress, House Republicans, and completely by the Fox News realm of TV on the world. If you turn on Fox News at any point in time, you'll see that one of the things that they love to do is attack this investigation. Regardless of how it started, it seems to be that the origins of it are very true. Russians did live in Donald Trump's towers all over the country, a lot in Miami. They were buying his condos and other pieces of property at extremely expensive prices. He was going to end plans to build Trump Towers into Moscow. That's been widely reported now. And the main person behind a lot of these deals was Michael Cohen, his former personal attorney and fixer. And the thing with Michael Cohen is that now he's got his own issues going on. A lot of his properties were raided early in April, I believe it was. And ever since then, it seems he's been at odds with Donald Trump. He didn't show up in the media for a while. And then when he actually did, he came out and said that his loyalty was first to his family and his country. And he wasn't going to be anyone's punching bag to defend themselves. We don't know what's going on with Michael Cohen, but he has hired a former Clinton attorney. And it's been widely reported that he wants to talk to the investigators, tell them what he knows. Has to be extremely financially hard for him to fight against this court documents. But the one thing that I want you to take from what we got with these indictments is that from everything that we know, this investigation is still ongoing. And there's a lot of things that are shaping up to have serious effects on the outlook of our foreign policy. And all of these things were reported to have been what Russia was wanting to get out of making Donald Trump president. And from that, we have NATO possibly on the brink of collapse because Donald Trump wants them to spend more money, him starting these trade wars that against our allies that seek to break up our closeness with the EU and other alliances. And we also have what's going on with North Korea and the fact that they get stood up trying to go get cremated remains of soldiers in the Korean War, and they didn't even show up. So this meeting with Putin coming up is extremely crucial. We'll have to see what comes from it. For all we know, Russia will take this and use it as a very good outlook for them, and that U.S.-Russia relations are becoming better by the day. That's what I'm going with. That's what I think I'm going to see from this. If you want to let me know what you think, what's possibly going to happen, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong unless I have the facts to back it up. So just drop me some comments down below. If you haven't yet, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. Like and subscribe down at the bottom. I've also got my Twitter, so just hit me up on that. And it was great to talk to you guys about this. This is one of the parts of this presidency that I've been most interested with because it almost reads like a spy novel if you weren't doing the actual homework to look into it and find everything that's out there when it comes to Donald Trump's connections with Russia. I advise you to go do that. It's very interesting. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for watching another episode of NOBULL. Peace.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now.